Welcome to episode 35 of Tales to be Told in the Dark. Got a slight visual with this one. It's just a little Yankee candle. Well, it's a tea light candle in a Yankee candle bottle, causing a sort of lighting effect on the wall. But I thought it looks quite attractive. Still, to the main topic. Those 5 burning questions that I feel at one point or another most people will ask, which is who, why, what, where, and when. The answers are actually contained in those words. But we need to go back to the beginning to answer this. I feel that will help greatly. So in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word became flesh. So which is the odd one out there? The became. Everything else is a was. Now let's have a look at in more detail. Let's have a propaganda in the sense of let's have a real look at that W, the magic W. We use the cap. It doesn't matter whether we use lower or uppercase. It's the same symbol. So it's up, down, up, and it's moving left to right or right to left. You'll see the same pattern on a heart monitor. You'll see it as a sine wave. Now, what happens if you take away the W? In the beginning, as the Word, and the Word as God, and the Word as with God. So was is no longer past tense, it is now a present. Because once you see through the linear time that is expressed as a symbol of the letter double V, because this is a realm of duality, so it's a double split. So just like the contrast that was revealed to me, that manifesting can work in the unspoken as equally as well as in the spoken, if we take that away and just see what is, just came into mind whiz, as in wizard, so it just is rather than whiz. So now when we turn back to those 5 questions, who, why, what, where, and when, notice they all start with that magic symbol of a W. So the who, let's take the W away, and we've got ho, because it's a bit of a shock when you find out who. It's yourself. The H represents human. You could see it as 2 pillars with that bridge between the 2 pillars, right in the middle, in the balance. It's heart-centered. It's human. It's in a realm of duality, so it's 2 pillars. But it's linked across the middle. The O is the organic, the whole. Now notice the word whole, with an H or with a W. We'll come back to that one. Who, what? So what? Let's take the W off of that. You've got hat. Where do you wear a hat? That's just referencing the Godhead. The power of creation. Imagination is creation. That's in the head. That's under the hat. What do you keep under your hat? So the what is the hat. Who, what, why? Now we take the W. Hi. So the human, the physical human in the highest form was shown to you in the crucifixion. The fiction, that's the crux of it. That's as high as man can get, especially when they're nailed to a belief system, which is not very high at all. And in that story, O Father, why hast thou forsaken me? So that's why, because in the present, not in the past, but take away the W and see that you're human, and that is the reason why. Who, what, why, when? When? Well, that's down to you, because if you take the W away, you get hen. What do you associate with hens? Laying eggs, cosmic eggs, like Humpty Dumpty, who fell off the wall and fractured. And we fell into little individualized shells. Who, what, why, when, and where? That's the best one of the lot. That's the most obvious one. You take the W away from where, and it's here, of course. It's always here, it's present, it's now. It's not was. It may well have been a was in the sense of linear time. There has to be a beginning somewhere, ultimately. But I'm in no desire to look for the beginning any more than I am to look for the end, because it is all a presence in the present. Each day really should be lived as if it is your last, because that in itself will change your entire perspective and how you feel about each day. Be under no illusion about things. This is a realm of death. It is a realm of the finite. Nothing lasts forever in its current form. And you can see that expressed in nature. You'll see the composition and you'll see the decomposition, which will lead to a composition, and it's a continuous cycle. And it just keeps repeating and repeating and repeating. It's a theme that is perceived as something good and as something bad. How you perceive it, and also with the where. Think of the other spelling, what are you wearing? I would hope that it is spiritual armor of love, which is l'amour. Armor is l'amour. The strongest energy that will protect you. See, Humpty Dumpty can put himself back together again by wearing that spiritual shell, that spiritual armor. And as to the whole, now you take the W off from the whole, you get holistic, you get the whole. In this material realm, you are quite near the edge of as far as you can go. You can't get much more solid than you already are, unless of course you wish to go into the mineral kingdom and just be a physical body, a different level of consciousness. But the whole that we're looking for, as with everything else, is always within. But there is the gatekeeper in the way. Now what is the gatekeeper? That is your lower self that is telling you that it's not possible. Your 5 external senses are denying it. They are being presented with something that they are absorbing. They are importing something. Are you or are you not a vessel? So when you are docked in port, what are you importing into yourself, into your vessel? What cargo are you carrying? And how much does that cargo weigh? Does it weigh heavy upon you? Is it going to sink you? Is it going to sink you to the deepest depths? But even in that, there's a duality. The deepest depths can be the dark night of the soul. It can be facing one's shadow self. So it's not all good and it's not all bad. It is what it is, which is I and spirit. But of course, we can take that W and put it in front and it's a whiz, or we can invert the W and turn it into an M. Now it's a mistake. We didn't take the opportunity that was presented because we couldn't see it. But in time, in the good sense of time, which is a measurement which you can use and refer back to, and you can see your spiritual growth when you look back. Consider where you were a year ago, where you were 10 years ago, compared to where you are now. How is your spiritual growth? How does that compare to what is now gone into the past? which effectively becomes mythology. It no longer exists. But if you dwell in the past, it's like a seance. You're trying to summon the dead, something that's gone. And it will hold you back. Just look at nature. It is continuously changing. It is continuously evolving. Why should we, as physical beings in this same reality, why would we be any different? There is a wonder. And look at the word one. What is one? What is W-O-N and what is O-N-E? Look very carefully at the etymology, at the spell. Listen to the sound. See how the spell changes the sound. How things have more than one meaning, because it is a realm of duality. You have to have the duality in able to distinguish one thing from another. Otherwise, it would just look like a completely blank canvas. And there will be no point in that. There will be no point in going through the experience. But you add a bit of tone, a bit of colour, different frequencies, and you can create this wonderful picture. But you can also have a perception of seeing it as not a very good picture. But that is down to you as to what you choose to see, what you choose to import, and as a consequence, what you choose to externalize, what you choose to export. So there's the letter W, the magical letter W. By seeing past that linear time, reveals the answer to those 5 questions: who, what, why, where, and when. It tells you pretty much all you need to know about yourself. Who you are, what you are, where you are, why you are, and when you are. The when is entirely down to you. When you create that cosmic egg, that seed of creation in the mind, that's when.